Welcome to the Guys podcast. We're talking about Japanese music news and other music-related stuff. Today we're missing Wave Potter. Unfortunately,
Thank God he's not here. I'm so tired of his attitude.
he's stuck in traffic right now in Miami, so good luck to him.
Yeah, we get to be shitty people without his positivity looming over us all the time now.
Oh, we got fan theories. We're going to piss off everybody today. It's going to be a good time, guys. We got controversy.
No, we're just going to state opinions and they can voice their own,
which will piss everyone off. So let's get ready.
People on the internet do tend to not like opinions a lot of the time.
Yeah,
so.
let's give them all the fucking opinions today. Oh, damn it, I messed up already. Bleep that. Can we bleep that in real time?
No.
I should get one of those. Beep. Just
move that over in editing.
Son of a gun. Gosh darn it.
So, how was your week, Alan?
My week was freaking fantastic, man. I've been working on so many covers. It's coming out great. I'm working on originals too. One of the originals we're finally gonna start recording this week. Finally got vocals down. Hopefully I can make myself sound somewhat decent and good. Problem is I can hit notes perfectly. I really hate the tone of my voice a lot. So Ryan's been helping me with my vocals, so
there's a lot of famous singers that don't like their voice, man.
Ryan's been a big help with one of the songs. Can't thank you enough, dude. I got to show you a piece of it. I tried it out in practice. Yeah. Did a couple variations, and now I'm actually using as a lead underneath too.
Awesome, man.
It sounds so badass.
Fucking co-writer.
Yeah, there you go. Ryan helped write the chorus to the new Dichotic original. I can't wait to release it for you guys. We got some old originals that I'm working on, music videos that we never did for that I always wanted to do. One was about my great grandfather that passed away, and I always want to do an homage to him. So we're working on that music video, working on Tongue to Dry It Out music video original, and they're like two of my favorite songs that we just never got to do music video for. So we're getting those done, and then we have like 4 covers simultaneously in the works. So it's fucking wild. So by the way, looking for a violin player, any violinists out there want to do an Unlucky Morpheus song? Tracks are ready to go. We just need somebody. We would like to have a real person recording violin. I have MIDI for it, but I'd rather have a real player on the track. So if anybody knows a violin player out there, let me know.
I have a violin. I'll just act like I'm playing it, use that MIDI thing, and then
we could do that.
Even more multi-instrumentalist. Just don't tell anybody.
Yeah.
But you have a violin, but you don't actually play it?
No, my grandma. It's like a 3/4 size. It was my grandma's violin when she was a kid. So it's really old. And I've tried, and I can make noises on it, but.
I mean, we could do that.
I think we could all make noises.
Just further reinforce that people who play fretless instruments are fucking wizards.
You know what? You can record the violin, and we'll put what do they say? Actual violin player, not actual violin player. Asterisk. Put it underneath, and it's just you like.
Objects are closer than they appear.
Not actual footage being represented in the image.
Dude, the violin MIDI sounds are amazing because Logic has this really good patch for violins. It's like, and it sounds great. Like you couldn't even tell if you mix it right. It doesn't even sound like MIDI. So it'd be fucking hilarious to see you like play stuff not in time, and it's just like amazing violin coming out. I
don't think I've ever even picked up a violin. To be totally honest,
they're weird.
I don't think I've been around one since school, except my cousin plays one, but he plays he's like a musical prodigy. He's just like able to pick up any instrument that he wants at any time and play whatever he feels like playing without studying or trying at all. Yeah, one of those people. I kind of hate him a little bit, but I love him. Love you, cuz. Anyway. He brings a violin around, but it's so intimidating to have him around playing anything that every time I have like a family event, he'll whip out his violin and be like, "Hey man, play some guitar with me." And I'm like, "Absolutely not."
Absolutely not.
You are going to make me look so much worse than I could ever make myself look. So no, thank you.
I always do this thing where like I'll help the person out because even if you know how to play, I'll be like, "Hey man, let's jam out a song." They're like, "I can't jam out a song," and I'll just show them the pentatonic scale in the right key, and I'll be like, "Just play that, and don't worry, you'll sound good. Doesn't matter where you hit." It's like, okay. And then like you see their face light up though, because they're like, oh shit, I'm playing along and I don't know what I'm doing. I'm like,
yeah.
That's how easy it is to improvise. Like there's
improvising so fucking easy.
There's
the first thing. I mean, if you're trying to get somebody to feel good about playing guitar, yeah, go ahead.
I know what you're saying.
Improvising can be easy if you know how to play an instrument already. Like this halfway decent. If you give them some guidance, and of course you can make it sound like, better.
When somebody learns to play G, C, and D, all of a sudden they can play like 100 fucking songs, and it blows their mind. You're like, oh, you like this? Check this out.
Exactly.
And they're so happy they can actually play a song. I mean, that's why I try and get everybody to, when I'm showing them, if I'm showing somebody stuff, I'm like, hey, learn this, and then you can get to where you actually feel like you're doing something. That'll make you want to keep playing.
Yeah.
Instead of like, my fingers hurt, exercises are stupid.
Yeah, exactly. Like I actually just showed my son, I was showing him the next position in the pentatonic position, and he's just like mind blown because I showed him like, look, if you stay in here and you just play wherever you want, you'll make things sound cool. And he's like, oh my god, what? Because he's got like the open chords down and stuff. He's been working on that. Actually, he's been doing a lot of finger picking, which I'm really excited because he's only 11, so I'm like, and he's already doing finger picking stuff. I'm like,
very cool,
because my other son showed him some pattern and he got that down, so I'm like, if you can do that, let me show you this. Like already. So but yeah, it's really fun like when you're teaching and you find those little nuances like that. I love seeing people's brain just like, or their face light up when you show them that one little trick and they're like, oh, my whole world just opened up.
Yeah. That's why I had one friend of mine, he would do that. Like I taught self-taught, but he'd be like, hey, did anybody ever show you this? And he'd show me the pentatonic scale. I'm like, this is like everything.
It's all the songs. Now you can play any song ever made.
Yeah.
My son, he was like interested in playing guitar, and he was listening to some anime songs, and that Yes Roundabout song has gotten really popular for whatever reason on TikTok recently. I think it's in an anime. And he wanted to learn how to play that. And I told the story a little while ago. It was like impossible. It's like you got to like play two strings at the same time. Like you got to finger pick. You got to grab the bottom string and the top string at the same time. I was like, there's no way you've never played guitar before, bro. So I was like, let's start with something small, right? I was like, let's start with just a power chord. Let's see, you hold this string and then you hold this string with this. And he was struggling with somebody. He was like, I'm never gonna get there. I was like, okay. You want to learn how easy it is to play guitar? Because I just wanted him to feel good enough about it that he would keep going. And I was like, let's learn Nothing Else Matters by Metallica. This is a Metallica song, dude. This is one of the most talented bands of all time. But I'm going to show you how to play one of their songs. I was like, here you go. Put your left hand on the ground with your right hand, hit these four strings over and over again, and there you go. You played a song, man. And he was like, whoa, I can play guitar. It's like, yeah,
dude. To play on one string a blues progression, and then like you sit there and play lead over it while they're playing that super simple rhythm. They're like, oh my god, that's so cool.
Yes, like, that's what I did to my son. I had him play the chords and I was soloing over. He's like, are we jamming together? Is this for real?
Hell yeah.
Like, yep. But it's funny
backing me up.
And it's funny you mentioned Nothing Else Matters, because that's the number one thing I use for string skipping. Like beginners like learning how to string skip. That's like the perfect fucking lick to learn. Yeah, and
it gives them a little. They feel like they accomplished something.
Confidence booster.
Yeah, because if you've never played that riff ever, it's hard. Because you're like, what? I gotta go to an E and then the third string. I gotta skip two.
You are playing
strings?
with four strings. I wonder if it would be easier. Like, it's been so long since I learned how to play guitar, but I wonder if it would be easier to learn how to play more strings with less notes on your left hand, right? Less notes actually pressing down, or play on one string with more notes. You know what I mean? What do you think would be harder?
I don't know.
I feel like it's harder when you have to use more than one string, probably, right?
Yeah,
just
probably.
In general.
So
that's that whole relationship between your left and right hand that I do remind myself every once in a while how difficult it is to learn guitar by throwing a guitar on left-handed and just seeing if I can do anything. I'm like, oh yeah, this is how goddamn difficult it is to play guitar.
It's
just
true.
Like, finding a string with your left hand seems impossible, and then move this hand seems impossible
at the same time.
Yeah.
It's like you need two brains, right? Because this is what I think about when I think about playing drums with and throwing the kick drum in, right? Because like I could go booch, but you want me to add the bump in the background? My brain cannot do the foot thing and the hand thing at the same time. It's probably very similar when you start learning playing guitar and you have to do something totally different with your left hand and right hand.
I don't
know.
Playing
guitar and singing to me was akin to playing drums. Like I had to approach singing and playing as to playing drums. I could play like basic beats on drums. And I was trying to sing and play, and I kept fucking like messing up. I'm like, well, it's kind of the same. You have to land your vocal pattern within the pattern you're playing. So once I thought of it that way, that's how it kind of landed for me.
This is a good point. He's like, yeah, people think guitar is hella easy because there are so many elite guitars, but nope. And I think the reason why it feels like there's so many elite guitars because we have the internet, right? We have all these guitars being shown, but it's still very rare to find elite guitarists. I mean, it seems like there's a lot now, but there isn't. Like that.
No, but there are a lot
more now.
There are a lot of people that play guitar, I think, like that try, maybe not get great, not become elite. And you know why I think that is personally? I think it's like, you know how like with basketball, it's easier to get good at basketball than it is to get good at like baseball or football because you need like a whole ass team to get good at baseball or football. You know, like you're playing one particular position, but if you're trying to play basketball, you just grab a basketball and shoot it, right? Or dribble it, and you get good at those things.
Right.
Well, with like those other sports, you need like other people around you to do it. And I think that's kind of probably pretty similar when it's like, you know, like it's probably harder to get really good at drums, for example, than to just pick up a guitar and play by yourself in your room. Because one, you need you need room to have a drum set. You need money to be able to afford the drum set. You need people around you that are going to deal with having a drum set around them. Yeah. And it's really never going to sound perfect until you're playing with other people and you get the melody added onto it.
You
also
need support to start playing drums.
Exactly. Yeah. But with guitar, you could just pick up a guitar. Just like with basketball, you just pick up a basketball.
Yeah. Well, the first instrument I ever wanted to play was drums. And I didn't start playing until I was like 25, 26, or something like that.
It's more of a commitment, you know?
Yeah.
It's more of a commitment to get into that.
Yeah. Like banging shit.
Banging what?
The drums. All right. How was your week, champ?
It was actually pretty great because last week, you know, I was in a shitty mood because my computer broke, and then this week I'm in a much better mood because I have a working computer.
You can get things done 80 times as fast as you were.
Oh my god! I mean, I told these guys already, but it was such a crazy difference to see one of my videos that exported at 7.5 hours the previous week, export in 24 minutes this week, which insane. Just. I couldn't believe how broken my computer actually was. Like I didn't realize it was just.
We tried to tell you our reactions,
but it was working. It was working though, so I was like, it can't be that close to death, right?
Guys,
and then it just stopped breathing completely. It was just like, I'm out, bro. I was like,
I'm happy it broke because to give everyone context, he was telling us this, right? He's sending us screenshots and waving around like, dude, what the fuck are you doing? Like that should not take that long at all.
Yeah. It was literally taking me full days to do one video. Like, okay, it's Tuesday. I've got to devote my entire Tuesday to making this one video. I'm not even editing this fucking thing. I just have to use the whole day to export it off the software, right?
You have now all of your videos all saved on your hard drive on your computer.
Yeah.
That might be pretty.
That might be why
I've got an external. Thank God. I was terrified of that from like the first time I lost a video back in like 2019. I was like, oh my God, I lost one video. My life is over. So I bought an external hard drive and now I move everything over there immediately, as long as I've already edited it.
My computer starts crapping out. I'm like, oh yeah, I have like 100 videos saved on my computer and I have like 5% of my fucking hard drive left. Maybe I should do some stuff.
Well, I'm happy. I'm happy you got a new computer, man. It must have felt like very fucking productive.
Honestly, long story short, I built my own computer like back in 2016 or whatever, and so I didn't have to replace the whole thing. I really only had to replace the CPU and the motherboard. So I got to keep the stuff that I wanted. So I didn't have to spend all the money that I thought I was going to have to spend. Okay. Thank the good Lord. And I didn't even get a new CPU. It's just the same CPU that I had, but it's not broken. So, you know, I didn't upgrade that much. I almost downgraded because I went back in time, but it works, and that's all that really matters.
Going from
So
7 hours to 28 minutes is a huge upgrade.
yeah, that's true. It was just, what is that? That's like 15%,
just
something like
gained
that.
years to your life, dude.
I know, you just
right?
added, you just gave yourself life back.
Yeah. So anyway,
granted, you took away a whole bunch of it for the last several months, but hopefully we can even out.
Yeah, we're gonna pretend that part doesn't exist. Okay, let's just move on past the negative aspect.
I just said anything about that.
Am I in bad resolution? That's weird. I look blurry.
Yeah,
I'm sorry, guys.
No, you look good.
Yeah, I
medium
just
resolution.
look blurry, I guess. I'm just a blurry person. If you've never seen me in person, you see me up close, I'm pixelated.
He's extremely
you can't focus on
pixelated.
him if you're standing real close to him. So
Yeah, it's really weird. You got to wear glasses that don't work with your eyes in
Yeah.
order to see me clearly.
Low Spec has it right. Champ of medium resolution.
Yeah.
with the show, it's like, is that Champ's? Like, I don't know. I can't see any features in his face. What the?
Champ of 8-bit. Yes, Brian.
I don't know why I look blurry. I don't look blurry on Zoom right now, so it just is what it is. But anyway, yeah. So my week was sitting in misery until I got my new computer, and then I got the new computer, and then I've just been trying to make up for the last week and a half, which I missed because I didn't have a computer. I'm not complaining about it. Yes, I've been working nonstop for the last 3 days, but I don't give a shit. I was happy to get back to work. I had 12 videos sitting on my hard drive from last week
my world.
that I just wanted to get out there.
Welcome to my world where it feels good to work.
Yeah, it did. And I had BAND-MAID videos sitting there waiting to post on my Patreon and stuff like that. And the Baby Metal Kingdom video that I recorded last week, I was finally able to post and stuff like that. So, when that shit is looming over your head, that you have stuff that got done and you can't even share it. You're just like you're driving yourself crazy in those moments,
Dude, I did this thing, Champ, where I'm like, all right, I'm gonna I got everything caught up, right? All these recordings I got done, and I'm like, yes, I'm finally caught up. It feels good because I was stressing out, like you guys know. I was like stressing out hardcore. I had a lot of projects, and then I was like, oh, let's do 5 covers at once. Again, so I like put myself in the same damn spot.
This is the Allen move, though. So you're just like, okay, I'm finally comfortable. Let's make myself as uncomfortable as possible tomorrow. I think you thrive in discomfort.
I think I'm just not going to stress about it this time. I'm like, it's cool. I got 5 projects. I got a whiteboard. I got it all planned out. So now I feel better. Like it's all like planned out. I was like, that's what I learned from the last time.
Yep, you're going to follow that thing to a T and everything's going to work out just fine.
Yes, it will, because I'll fucking kill someone.
Everything will be just fine.
like this morning with the podcast, we're trying to figure out the time we were streaming.
Yeah. Still doesn't know how to do it. We out of time.
Guys, it took us like 2 hours to figure out what time we're streaming today. It was pretty funny.
Turns out the same friggin' time.
Yeah, it turns out we changed nothing.
All right,
we didn't have to have the conversation at all.
We're gonna get into this Baby Metal news real quick, guys. Let's go ahead
let's ask
about
Ryan. Yeah.
No, that's what I was gonna say. Let's have Ryan talk about his week first. But with those of you that are here for the Baby Metal and BAND-MAID news, we're getting to it right now. But first, Ryan.
Yeah, we'll get there.
Talk about
my week.
Your week.
I did some stuff. I do live streams on Thursdays, and in there I do some open jam stuff, and I go over some, usually do reactions, whatever, loosely planned stuff. But I don't know, man. Just I was trying to catch up with all my videos I recorded. I did the top 10 bands viewed on my channel live stream. Was that last week or the week before? I don't even know. So I still need to get those out. And
hey, when you did that, were you rewatching your own reactions?
No, I picked new videos that I hadn't seen by those bands. Yeah,
gotcha.
So it wasn't like requests. It was just I looked at my the YouTube studio, and here's the top 10. So I'm like, well, if that's what people are watching, let's give them something else to watch. So that's fun though. I got to watch some stuff that I've I haven't seen the videos, but I've heard the songs, and Direct was one of them, which was I've seen heard one of their songs, watched one of their videos, and it's one of the most viewed. And then the second one I watched was nothing like the first one I watched. It was just a great thing to experience, man. So
that is crazy.
It's trying to keep up. I got, every time I do live streams, I have, as you guys know, more work to do to put stuff out. It's real easy to make the videos, but then actually getting them to where people can watch them is what takes time.
Yeah, to get them all up and stuff.
Yeah,
I actually feel the opposite.
huh.
I mean, like, you know what takes me the longest? This is weird. This is a little behind the scenes, I guess, of just me and who I am as a person. I don't know. Should I divulge this kind of information? I'm gonna.
Yes.
The thing that takes me the longest to get this work done is literally getting myself to sit down in front of the camera and
Really?
set everything up and go, okay, game time. You know, because a lot of the time I'll be like walking around the house, like, okay, I got to get this done. I got to work, and I'm like trying to force the mindset of like I got to get on camera and like blah blah blah, but I just won't be in that mindset. So I'm like trying to get into it, you know, by doing different things, maybe like socializing with people or something like that. Like maybe I haven't talked to anybody in 12 hours and like that's the last time I want to get on camera. I have no urge to do so. So it'll literally be like 2-3 hours before I even like have everything set up and ready to go. And I'm sitting in my chair.
You're fucking crazy. For me, it's the editing. Man. It's always editing. The filming part's easy. Like that part's easy.
Editing. See, I like editing. I actually enjoy the editing process.
Fine.
It takes a long time.
Can you edit all my videos?
You gonna pay me?
And then I'll film for you.
Yeah, I'll stop my channel completely if you want to pay me to edit your videos. How about that? That's the deal.
I'll film for Champ, so you'll start seeing me on Champ's channel reacting to stuff. I'll do the filming.
I'll write a script out for you, dude. I'll just say this is the Champ medium, and we'll never explain anything why I have changed into a different person.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah. All right.
What else, Ryan? Did you do? We just released a song. It's now a week old out. Well, it's older than that, but it's been out for a week.
Doing pretty well, man, for an original song. You know, the views obviously don't pull in what, say, a BAND-MAID song would do. But for, I think showing it off here helped, and the response has been great. Like, really confidence building, and I think I'd love to work on another song with you guys.
Hell yeah! It was a fun song to work on, man. Also
I would like to be invited this time, if you don't mind. You know,
I'm putting up a video
I'm just
too.
Watching from the distance.
I'm putting up a video too, probably after this podcast. So I was gonna put it up on Monday, but I'm gonna put it out ahead of time. But I'm gonna put up a video of what I fucked up in Ryan's songs. So look out for that.
Cool.
It might
I
be
did do a video for Dicodic's. Dicodic. For Dicodic's video cover of Monochrome, which was
your reaction so much classier than our reaction to your song. Jesus,
right?
I was like the night and day, night and day. We're over there talking about loads blowing on faces, and he's over there talking about the music. I don't know what the hell's wrong with him, but
yeah.
To be fair, on Guys and Guys last week, we checked out Ryan's song, and we were pretty damn classy about that. At that point,
yeah, that reaction was very classy.
I don't know what happened to you guys when you did it with the band, but
the band was not as classy.
Pretty bad.
The band was not as classy.
Yeah. It was funny.
Teresa says Champ will just be in the MV looking blurry in the corner. Yeah, that's how I'll be involved. I'll just stand there pixelated.
Pixelated. All right, BABYMETAL news, guys. Let's get to it. They just played at the Makahari Messe Hall in Japan and apparently crushed it. I have a whole set list here about it. We're going to talk about this show. They also announced or kind of insinuated that there might be a third member, maybe.
What?
Coming in or joining.
Can you start that sentence over again, Alan?
Yes.
Which one?
You froze on the last sentence you said.
Literally the one you just said.
Oh, they introduced, it seems like, or they're going to introduce a third member on Fox Day or whatnot.
What?
I saw something about that.
But I have a theory that it's interesting because they're going to be playing this show in Yui's hometown. So there's always the thing about Yui coming back. So this is what I think is going to happen on Fox Day. I think I'm guessing, guys. This is not what really going to happen, but maybe it will. I think Yui might come out and perform with them for a couple songs, and then they're going to introduce 3 brand new members that are going to replace BABYMETAL altogether.
Just the whole band, like the whole front.
band.
line.
Like this is their last.
Just they're gonna get rid of Sue.
And this is
too.
them coming in. I highly doubt it because the name of the album is called The Other One, so they're probably just gonna bring, or it could be the whole other unit. You know, that's gonna take
The
over.
other
Baby
one.
Metal.
I didn't even think about that. Like as it could be referencing another person.
Yeah, I mean,
they're going to bring out
that.
the kids, take it back to the OG, the way it was with the kids and the cute vocals, and
yeah, and then bam, they're going to introduce.
They're tired of Sue Metal's adultness. Is that what you're saying? They're just kicking. I can't believe you would say something like that, Alan.
Somebody said, surfing said it'll be Yui, but a different Yui. No, I mean, the more I thought about that theory, I was like, it's probably wrong because it says The Other One, and then it shows them in the coffin. It shows Sue and Moa in the coffin, and there's one in the coffin. But what I was thinking was they're bringing Yui back, and since they're coffins, they're burying that. They're burying that into the past. That's what I was thinking. So I was like, maybe it's like coffins because they're burying that away because they're about to bring forth or rebirth to a new 3 members of the group. That's what I was thinking.
All right,
they've been doing for the last 3 years is negotiating a new contract.
Yes, exactly.
Well, if you guys want to talk realistically, they probably were doing that. Actually, like this is they are. Do we know who the management is? What label they're under?
Amuse.
Amuse.
Yeah.
Okay, are they a? Do they do other idol bands, or are they like? I don't really know anything about Amuse. I don't know if they have like other idol bands on them or anything like that. Because as we know, the idol contracts are very different than like, you know, a regular label contract with a band normally. And I don't know where Baby Metal would fall on that line. I don't know what Amuse does normally.
So Pubak was bringing up, so there's Momoka that's played at this last show, right? And which we're gonna go over the set list with you all right now, and talk about the set list. But so Momoka was in this show, and it to me doesn't make sense that she'd become the new member because then what's the point of Fox Day of like showing it or hinting or teasing towards a new member if she's already playing? But maybe it could be. Maybe they'll surprise her. She doesn't know that it's going to happen. I don't know. So like it's hard for me to feel like Momoka was going to be the next member, but they did have her act as the 3rd member for the show that they just played this past weekend. And the second one is, when does the second one start?
Hang on, Alan. Hold on one sec.
Yeah.
Everybody's asking if the stream just died.
Son of a bitch.
I don't know. We're recording anyways. Yeah, it's going in and out. I just don't care. I saw it dipping out. Because yeah, I guess.
Okay, refresh the page, everybody. If you could hear me say this, refresh the page. Yeah, seems like that's fixing
it's recording. So we'll probably have to put up this podcast afterwards. We're just gonna take down the live one and repost this.
Okay.
I can reset everything. I think I know what the issue is, but it's like too late since we're already streaming. Everybody's
Fox God got mad.
Fox God got mad. Maybe I spilled too many secrets, and then they know that this is the truth, and they're like, "Fuck, Alan's onto us," and
they got to stop us before we release all the insider information here.
All this insider information. Nothing.
Well,
people are saying nothing's
I got to
happening.
tell you, on what you were saying there, like, okay, so everybody's saying that Amuse has One OK Rock. They've also got Perfume, right? So One OK Rock being like a rock band and Perfume being an idol group, right? Both really, really big. So Muse must be like a huge label over there. I don't really know anything about the Japanese label, so sorry about that, guys. But that must be a really big label because we're talking about really big groups now, including Baby Metal, obviously. I assume that Baby Metal is so big, like they're so popular and make so much money for that label that they wouldn't. I don't think they'd have. You know, that's a scary prospect to change members like that. But
I don't actually. By the way, I don't actually believe this. I was just like, let me come up with a theory that's
but it's probably it seems like it's a theory that's out there.
I don't think I don't think anybody believes that all 3 of them are going to be replaced. I was just like, well, they're in coffins. I mean, maybe they're going to bury them.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I could see them doing something where they like. I mean, it would be really cool if Yui Metal came back, right? It would be really cool if that happened because we don't even know really what she was been doing for the last few years, right? Yeah. She hasn't done any like solo work or anything like that either.
Just enjoying her life.
Yeah, maybe like going to school. You know, like...
I'm gonna say, okay, let me tell you the theory that I do wish will happen. Okay, so my theory is that, I'm just kidding around, guys. Like, I don't actually think they're gonna like drop all the members. What I think is they're gonna introduce a new member. It's hard for me to believe that Momoka is gonna be one of the members since she's at these other shows, and it wouldn't be really much of a surprise. And I think they want to shock everybody. But maybe that is shocking enough, and maybe that's what they will do. But they are going to play it in. I don't know if this is coincidence or not. They are playing in Yui's hometown for that show when they announce it. I don't know if that's on purpose.
That makes me wonder if they would. You know, that does feel like.
Or maybe
non-official member thing is bullshit.
Or maybe they're bringing in an official member from Yui's hometown the same. Like, so it's like the same person coming from the same hometown. You know what I mean? Like
they could have like Yui. Imagine if they had Yui Metal come out, right? And she introduced her like official replacement, right? Like. What if that happened? Do you think that would get a boo?
Eric
Do you think people would boo that it wasn't her?
That would be horrible.
Eric from the chat says Momoka's hometown from what I've heard. I don't know if that's true or not, though. What did you say, Ryan? Somebody said I agree with Ryan.
I just having like an unofficial member fill in and just like there's bullshit. Like Korn did that with what, a fucking guitar player.
Yeah.
When Brian left, they had to like stand off stage playing his parts. Like, dude, why? If you need this person to perform, why you gotta? I don't know.
I agree with you. I'm like, it was. I understood when Yui left, like, you had to do something, right? And they didn't want to rush to like fill in that slot. So I get having the Avengers for a while, but I am ready to have like, you know, an official third member at this point for sure.
Pubaka cleared
regardless.
Pubaka said Momoko is not from there. She's very far off from there. Thanks for that, Pubaka.
Okay. I would like to say I am very curious. Like, I'm very curious. You know, like, what are they going to do? Because eventually we all, you know, thought about this back when you left. Like, what are they going to do with this third spot? I think we all kind of assumed that they would have filled it in before now, to tell you the truth. Right. I thought they'd have a third member before they dropped the next album, at least, you know? But this is cool because like I feel like it's another piece of hype to wait for. Like, who's it going to be? Is that what it's going to be? Like, I have no idea, but I'm into it. I'm into the storyline of it.
So they're playing at the PR Arena on April 1st and April 2nd. So that's when they're playing. And as you can see, you see them in the coffins, and there's an empty coffin in the back, which I'm assuming. That's what I always thought the other one meant from the beginning anyways, was like another member. But this is also introducing the Metalverse, because if we watch this video, I figured we could watch this.
But don't they have a song called The One? They do, right? So I thought the other one was referencing The One, like this was like a follow-up on that song.
I think it's just about the new chosen one, you know what I mean? So like a new chosen person.
You don't think there's any relation to the song The One? That's just what I assumed the whole time. I could be totally wrong. It was just sitting in the back of my head the whole time.
The One was about choosing all of them, and about the fans, if I'm not, you know. Let me know if I'm wrong about that, guys, in the chat. But let's watch this little.
Seems odd to have all this super hype for somebody that's going to be not like Sue's like the one in the band. If like you're going to build all this up to bring in this person who's going to be like a side person.
Oh, be careful, Ryan. I don't think a lot of people are going to like you calling Mo a side person.
But you know what I mean? Like, oh, here they are. And
yeah, she's not the main vocalist of the group, whoever comes in.
It seems like they're building up to be something super important.
And the truth is, unless it's somebody that we already have heard of doing something else, then like we're not going to know who it is. You know what I mean? Yeah. So the reaction is going to be tepid, I think. Yeah. But I do still think it's an interesting story. All right, let's watch this album.
All right, so that's a good point too. Yeah, so I was right. Yeah, the one are the fans. That's what the one was about. That song. All right, here's you know what? Now that they mentioned the fans, like reminding me of that. Maybe they just mean like the fact of doing these concerts again with all of us.
That's what I just got out of that one sentence right there. The one will be born again. If the one is the audience. And it'll be born again. I think they're saying like, okay, we get to bring stuff to the audience again.
Yeah, dude, I was going to say the exact same thing.
Ryan, why didn't you do the voiceover? You would have done.
Nobody had me do it. I would. Fuck yeah.
Like honestly, you could have just read the lines off, like, and it would have still been like. He tried really hard. I'm sorry, voice actor.
I don't like that.
A for effort.
Yeah.
Oh
It's
my
like
god.
one guy had this voice that was iconic for overdubs, and everybody else was trying to sound like that fucking guy. It's like,
yeah. But what do you guys think after seeing that? What do you think the
The
arc is going
world.
to be? Chat, what do you think
The-
the arc's going to be?
I just read one of these comments and it made me kind of sad, but because I kind of feel like it's probably true. But Boognish QC, channel member, thank you, Boognish, said probably just opening up the one quote unquote fan club thing again, which the arc could
That
be
would
the
not
fan club
surprise
again.
me, dude.
Bro,
That'd be
you know
like
what?
on brand.
You know what? That would be at this point that it should be perfect because you know what? They do have some new shirts. You want to see the limited edition shirts? That they
Yeah, let's see the shirts. Let's see the shirts.
Speaking of
wait,
merch,
wait, hold on. I just want to say they're so popular and the name carries so much weight at this point that I get them, seriously promoting the advertising.
What does this remind you of though? Because this reminds me of something.
Fucking Lord of the Rings, all-seeing
Yes!
eye, man.
Yeah, it's Lord of the Rings. That's what I thought too.
Looks like an Oblivion portal to me.
It looks like from the Lord of the Rings, like when it's like rotating, gonna go into the mountain.
Saruman, dude.
Saruman.
I've never seen Lord of the Rings.
Oh my god.
Oh god, that's what I
Yeah,
thought.
I've never seen Lord of the Rings, so that was nothing to
said
me. But it
Saruman.
totally
I
looks
said
like
the
an
wrong guy.
Oblivion portal
I'm
from the video game.
Yeah, 1 for the money, 2 for the money, 3 for the money, money. What? Hey, who would have thought how on brand that song was? That Black Baby Metal song. Oh man, but yeah, I thought that's the new merch that's being released, limited edition, gold, early purchase deadline. This must be when the seal's something about leading into the seal being broken. No, I'm just kidding.
What did it say? Was it the rings of what now? They didn't say rings of power, did they? The rings of
Everyone
power,
keeps
what
saying
was
the
that?
rings of Sauron. What's Sauron?
Sauron,
The Eye of
that's
Sauron.
That's the Lord of the Rings thing.
Oh, the spin-off.
Saruman is the wrong thing.
Yeah.
So many similar names in the freaking.
Honestly,
It's
the gold
ridiculous.
one's so much better than the red one. Like this should not be the main design, but this is.
I like the
limited
gold
edition.
one a lot more too. Yeah.
Yeah, that's smart on them. This is a limited edition. You only can get it as a special box.
Oh.
And after that, you're stuck with this one.
It's gonna
You
sell
can't
out
get-
instantly.
You can't get the gold one.
Yeah.
That sucks. I'm never gonna be able to afford any Baby Metal merch, so I wish I could get that. Oh man. I still love the band either way. I love the song that came out, and Ryan's got a take on the newest song that he hasn't went back on at all, but people think he has. But if you listen to his reaction, you would understand that he actually liked the last song, but I guess a lot of people think he doesn't.
Well, okay. Here's the thing. I'm honest when I talk about things, and I said some things about Metal Kingdom that some people didn't like. For the most part, everybody understood where I was coming from. But I was at work, working away, and I had Spotify on, and the song came on, and I'm like, wait, what the fuck is this? I really like the song, and I look at my phone, I'm like, oh, it's Metal Kingdom. Like, I was really looking forward to hearing it. I didn't register right away what it was. I'm like, oh shit, it's Metal
That's so
Kingdom,
cool.
and like everything snapped into my head, the chorus and everything. I'm like, oh shit, and so I'm listening to it and really enjoying it. I'm like, this is a really good song. And then I listened to it again and again, and then I made a playlist with just the 3 songs that have been released, and I listened to that for like an hour and a half. And I never got. Every time Metal Kingdom played, I'm like, well, yeah, if it was a minute shorter, it'd be fucking perfect.
Yeah, he did say
That's the
that.
only thing is it just drones on too long with the chance. But
David says he did say that he wouldn't listen to it again. Wrong.
that was the thing. That was the thing. I said there was nothing that's going to make me want to listen to it again, which there wasn't. It played randomly.
It got lucky.
And I was surprised by like my reaction. Like, what is this? I love this song. And I was like, oh shit.
You're like, oh, whoops.
Yeah, I guess I was wrong. You know what I mean? Like I didn't seek it,
Hey.
whatever. It's still, it just,
I was telling
just
Ryan, I
like
love that story. It's always awesome to hear when somebody like listens and then you like them afterwards. I think that's that's cooler.
yeah,
my
I never
opinion.
said it was bad or I didn't like it. I was just like,
Mhm.
Yeah.
it didn't, nothing struck me then as something that was like great. But then when it kind of snuck up on me. I'm like, oh, that's actually pretty cool.
Like Hadesios has said to me, and many times he just said in the chat, it gets better and better the more you listen to it. And I completely agree. Every time I hear it, I'm like, I just feel something. And now they did open up the set list with Metal Kingdom. So I have the set list here, which I'm sure a lot of you have seen. But so they did a live debut of Metal Kingdom. And so they did the 2 new songs back to back, but these 2 songs go together so well. If you listen to Metal Kingdom and then Divine Attack, that's how it's going to be on the album also. They blend perfectly together. So it's really cool that they did an opener with Metal Kingdom, which I think is so perfect. Got all the fans going with them. And
one of Champ's favorites right off the bat.
Then Divine Attack. Yeah. I'm curious to see. I want to see it live. I want to see it live so bad. I want to see like how everybody like went with it, because I only can imagine everyone's chanting along with them for the woes part, and then you get into the heavy riffage and Divine Attack, and I'm like, that's such a cool mesh. And then
the combination is good. The combination is good. This is what I was saying last week when we were talking about this, and I didn't realize at the time that Metal Kingdom bled right into Divine Attack on the album. And then once I found that out, I was like, wait a minute. Oh, hold on a second. This might actually work as a really good intro to that song.
And then Distortion is such a great pick for third. Distortion fits with the atmosphere of those 2 songs, I think.
Yeah, I never heard that.
That's a great song. You should check it out. It's a great song.
It's a good song.
You lose me with Papa Ya, but I mean, it's okay. That song grows on me. I just can't get into Papa Ya at all. It's one of my songs I can't
it's at the bottom of my baby metal list. I think it might be last.
Monochrome, that headbanger. Awesome.
Gimme Chocolate coming up though. Like I love that they're still playing Gimme Chocolate and Doki Doki Morning. You know what I mean? Even with these new songs in there.
So Doki Doki Morning,
is a great list.
They have labeled on here that was performed with 3 more other dancers. So that's cool that they like mixed it up. And then they have live Light and Darkness, which is the first time live debut, and then Monochrome, first time, of course, and then Monochrome and the Headbanger. I could see that. See that going. And then you got IDZ right afterwards, and then they end it with Road to Resistance.
Love it.
That's a hell of a song to end it with.
Yeah, it's a great list. It's a whole great set list in itself.
Yeah. Oh wait,
it says Light and Darkness.
They did The Legend for an encore. Sorry, live debut. So they performed by a triangle formation, adding 1 support dancer.
What is Light and Darkness?
So
is that off the new album?
That's off the new one, right, guys? And The Legend's off. The Legend is the last song. Light and Darkness is track. I forget. That's off the new album. So
they debuted a couple more songs.
Yeah. So 3 other dancers are dressed like BM when they were younger. Oh, guys. I don't know.
Wait, right. But what was that for? It said they performed with Doki Doki Morning.
It says
that was just because they were doing
dressed like Baby Metal when they were younger. I don't know. Maybe they're the replacement of the entire group. So that's really cool. So they premiered 2 songs off the newest album at that show. All right. I just want to make sure I was 100% right that I was on the new album. I had a feeling it was.
I love the track list that they chose in general. So they got 5 new songs, right? And then we've got like the classics, a bunch of baby metal classics from all of their different albums, like from all the eras of their career.
Yeah. The only thing I don't like is Papa. Yeah. That was it.
Yeah. Same.
It's the only one I could have done without, in my opinion.
I've never seen a Papa Ya live concert though. I wonder if people like chant along Papa Ya every time they say it the 432 times they say it in the song.
I imagine they did.
Yeah,
they probably loved every second of it.
I have a feeling it'll change my mind. I guarantee you, if I'm live and I'm over there with the fans and stuff and just shouting it, like, of course, it's gonna be a fucking great time. You know what I mean? Like it's I can see it being such a cool thing to just be a part of. I saw a couple clips here and there. Like it looks crazy. Like the mass amount of people at that show and. My hopes is that Baby Metal just keeps going on and stuff like that. Like I said, I just fear the worst, you know, and when I read some of the comments and stuff like that, I really hope they're not replaced, obviously. That's just speculation, guys. So obviously I don't think that is going to be the case either. I think they're just going to stick with Sue and Moa and whatever the third member is. I don't think I wonder if it's good. I really don't know if it's going to be Momoka or not, but we'll see. Time will tell, right?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, your idea is fascinating. I'm not gonna lie. Like, I think that there's very little chance that would actually happen. But when you consider that, like, those old songs, like the Doki Doki Mornings of the world, you could get a younger version of Baby Metal to perform those songs along with new songs that are kind of like the older version of Baby Metal, while the new this version of Baby Metal that we have currently is playing a little bit more of a mature sound, which it sounds like they're doing on the new album. You could have this become like a whole Baby Metal verse where you have like multiple bands inside of this metaverse that is Baby Metal, and it could be kind of cool when you really think about it like that. I don't think that's going to happen, but it's a concept, you know. Be interesting.
Ollie was saying, odd number makes better choreos. They could do 2 OGs and 3 dancers. That's what they pretty much did on their previous concerts. You know, they had the Avengers. They would have like 3 dancers backing them up pretty much. Yeah, who knows, right? What do you got? What do you guys think?
Could be
overall
anything.
though. That's it. That's our theory.
I love this set. I love the set list. I think the set list is really, really good. So I love that they're playing everything off their career. You know, that's really what's most important to me right now, because I think it's cool that they're doing new songs. You have to do the new songs. A lot of bands, when they get to this point, though, they stop playing the really early songs.
Yeah.
You know, when they're live and stuff like that. And it doesn't seem like Baby Metal's doing that. So I'd love to see it.
So we have a battle of the songs going on too with this, with Baby Metal around this time, and we're getting close to the end. Do you have that link by any chance?
It's in our pinned comments in the Discord, right at the top.
So we're doing this battle of the songs with Baby Metal to see the best one, the one and only song.
Have you looked at it this week yet? I haven't looked at it this week. I don't know.
I'm looking at it right now, and I'm excited. And
that makes me less excited.
Oh, you're gonna be pissed off by the first one right out the gate.
Come on, guys. Come on. I trusted you. I thought we were friends. This was about me.
This wasn't about
me. A little bit.
All right, so we got From Dusk Till Dawn and Megasune in this final or semifinals. So it beat out Road to Resistance. From Dusk Till Dawn beat out Road to Resistance. I did not see that coming.
What is that score? What does that say?
36 to 35.
That's migraine inducing right there.
I cannot believe that happened.
By one. From Dusk Till Dawn beat Road of Resistance.
I voted Road of Resistance also. So, you know, now I said Megasune for this next one, and I was so right, champ. Just saying. 52 to 17.
Yeah, I figured. I just really like Parati, man.
And then I really think Megasune is going to beat out From Dusk Till Dawn. 100%.
Well, at this point, I do. I
don't know what From Dusk Till Dawn is.
Hey, I said Megasune is going to win, okay? I'm telling you, that was my one that I said was going to win. And then we got Rondo Nightmare was beaten out by Syncopation. And then Yava was beat out by Headbanger. So this was the 1 week I was right about all the picks except for one. I guess I was wrong.
What's the difference on Headbanger and Yava?
Headbanger is a headbanger.
No, he means the numbers. We can't say it.
Oh, I'm sorry. 49 to 21. My bad. Hey, Garcia, thank you so much for the super chat. We appreciate it, man. Thank you.
Well, I think there's a very noticeable thing that happened right here. And I don't know what it is exactly. No,
I think they purposely made accounts so they could piss off Champ, and then that's how they beat Road.
Well, it's just that when you look at Road of Resistance and you look at Rondo of Nightmare, they kind of have like they are like these really heavy, almost like parametal-y, thrash metal-y songs, right? Like these are like probably their most prog metal, I guess, out of everything. It's hard to classify any of their songs as anything really, but they're both really freaking heavy, right? And really technically intricate. That's like the main thing that I think I take away from both of those songs. And the technical intricacies lost out to the ones that have a little bit less of that this round. So it just goes to show you that my interests in what I really love
do
about
anything technical on the new songs.
Oh shit!
Ooh.
I'm kidding.
Ooh.
Oh, I mean, Syncopation though. I think both of them are both intricate, but I get what you're saying. From a listener perspective, it sounds like
They are
Rondo-
intricate. Most of their
Rondo's
songs are.
Rondo sounds a little bit more intricate from a listener perspective, but when you go to learn syncopation, you'd be like, oh shit. Like,
I'm
it's
sure.
way
I'm
more-
sure
yeah.
you're right about that. I just, you know what I mean. Like on the most
Yeah.
shallow level, Rondo and Road of Resistance, they're the two that I think get the metalheads, especially like the most into baby
Yeah.
metal right off the bat.
Oh yeah.
Because they're fucking wicked.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? They
Yeah.
got wicked solos in them.
Dude.
It's like really cool riffing and stuff like that.
If
So
you
it's
want
interesting
metal,
that
if you want metalheads sold, you show them Rondo Nightmare and Road of Resistance.
yeah, that's what you do, right? And I
Yeah.
guess I thought that more people were like me that got into them the most because they heard those things, right? But it seems like no, that's not the
Yeah.
main priority for a lot of baby metal fans.
I'm gonna say it, and I said this before. Megasune is a quintessential baby metal song. I've said this. I just think it is. It's everything about baby metal you love. Like every single aspect. You got the intricate, you got the singing melodies, you got the complex writing. You got everything, and it's also like listenable for average listeners that just want to listen to it that don't have the musician background. I just think Megasune is not average listeners. You know what I mean? Like people that don't have the musical background.
It can
latch
appeal
on
to everybody.
It can appeal to everyone. Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, and
That
I agree
choice
with that.
works.
It is a really good song. It's not my favorite by baby metal by any stretch of the imagination, but I do understand the appeal of it. I miss Starlight. I wish it made it past what the fuck first round or whatever, but you know the super metally ones. I don't know. They're not making it where I want them to make it.
Yeah. So what do you still feel? Okay, what do you think's gonna win? I still say Megasune. I'm sticking to it. That's what I said from the beginning.
Now
Even though
I
I
agree
love
with you.
syncopation, I do. That's my favorite song is syncopation, but Megasune is the one for sure. The literal one.
Yeah, I agree with you now. Like I thought you were wrong when I thought that I thought there was going to be like a big battle between Road of Resistance and Megasune in that final bracket, but freaking Road of Resistance didn't make it there. And I do think that, but again, like From Dusk Till Dawn, apparently people like that a lot too. So
Yeah.
and I like that song a lot too. I just didn't think it was as good as ROR, but I don't think it can beat Megasune. I don't think From Dusk Till Dawn has the legs to beat Megasune.
So, this one though, I think is going to be hard. Do you think Syncopation will beat Headbanger? I kind of don't think it will. I think Headbanger might win. I'm going to vote Headbanger, actually. I think Headbanger will win.
Even with your recent discovery that people don't really want the metal, the metal and the intricacies, I mean, that's kind of...
Well, yeah, so that's why I say
heavy fucking
Headbanger,
song.
because Headbanger would be less intricate than Syncopation.
Yeah, even the name is. Do you know the song Headbanger yet, Ryan?
Somewhat, but I don't know syncopation that well.
That one might be a little bit like Metal Kingdom in that the title doesn't necessarily reflect the song as much as
I thought it.
I don't think it's like their heaviest song. Do you
wanna-
know? Like
I don't think it's their heaviest song at all.
Headbanger? No,
No,
I don't think so either.
no,
It sounds like
it's
it should.
not.
It would be, but I don't think it is.
No, it's not. It's just a great fucking song. It's really good. Okay, let's look at the Discord. By the way, you can join the Discord, make and vote also. So this is where all the voting is going down. So this is what it's at right now. I haven't made my votes yet, but From Dusk Till Dawn versus Megasune, there's only a 1 vote difference.
Yeah. These are
Now
gonna be
there
tight.
is 2 because I'm voting for Megasune. And then Syncopation and Headbanger is tied evenly. I like Syncopation more, so I'm voting Syncopation. But like everyone's it's like, hey, the votes are changing right now.
What do you mean Headbanger isn't that?
Are you
Song's
listening
awesome.
right now?
Yeah, it's awesome. And I love it.
I just
like
voted for the
everything about it.
two. I just voted for the two opposites that Alan did.
Wow.
Just to,
Okay.
You're an ass.
I see pubes. That's what I'm trying to avoid. I didn't want us to influence the vote, so I'm doing the opposite of Alan, so that we can't influence any of that, right?
I'm not influencing anything. All right. I'm just
Yeah,
showing
well-
you guys what I'm picking. All right. That's
Yeah.
my picks. Pick what you think. But you're wrong if you pick anything other than what I picked. No, I was kidding. I'm kidding, guys.
I like all the 4 songs that are left. Let me just say this: the 4 songs that are remaining right now, I like them all quite a bit. I think Megasune is probably my favorite out of the 4 of them, but they're all just really good songs. I won't be disappointed out of these 4. I'm disappointed that my favorites didn't make it, but just out of these 4, I won't be disappointed by any of them winning.
Let me show you how much of an influence I don't have. Look at Headbanger is winning. Look at already going up, and then we have Megasune going up.
Headbanger's got my vote. Hell yeah.
Headbanger's got your vote. So, anyways, we
I don't know what syncopation sounds like though.
You want to tell them about the Battle of the Songs, and how this works, and how we're doing this in the future and stuff? Go
Sure.
That,
I mean, basically, you know, we do 32 to 44, 44 this time, 44 song bracket for like the bands that I take all of what I believe to be their top songs. When it came to Baby Metal, we just used all of their songs because they don't have that many, and we pit them up against each other. And me and our wonderful moderator Pubes helps us out with putting this stuff together. And you go over to our Discord, over on the Guys Discord. Look for the Battle of the Bands or the Battle of the Songs tab on the left side. Click on that, and then you see the list of what songs, and you just click on whichever emoji represents that song, and it says it right next to the actual letters that spell it out.
You know what?
So it's very easy to do.
You know what I'm thinking about, Chant? We should do one like in the future with Baby Metal, and we'll just like do the live version of like Headbanger from like 12 different concerts. Which concert was the best of that song?
Just the best performance.
Headbanger Legend 1997 Headbanger.
There is a ton of those, man.
Yeah.
You type in Headbanger on YouTube and you get like 50 performances.
You can literally do that with Baby. The thing with Baby Metal is it has so many concerts and they're all great. You know.
Konami's pick says Love Bites next, please. And honestly, Konami's pick, I was thinking about doing Love Bites next. I haven't completely decided.
Yeah.
But that's probably where I'm going with it. I do at some point though. I do want to do. I want to move away from the songs themselves and do a battle of the bands and put all the bands against each other and see what comes up. Because let's be real, we know that a lot of the people that follow us like BAND-MAID a lot. Okay, we got a lot of BAND-MAID fans over here.
It's gonna be hard to beat the best band in the world.
I am curious who's going to give them a run for their money. You know,
for who?
Like what?
For which bands do you think would get a run?
Yeah, which bands would give BAND-MAID a run for their money? Like who would we see?
Baby Metal.
I just assume, just based on our audience, that BAND-MAID would probably make it to the finals.
Baby Metal would give them a run.
Would Baby Metal go to the finals with BAND-MAID?
Yes.
Like that's what I would assume. I think.
Yes, 100%. And I think Baby Metal would win. I hate to say it, like I do.
You think Baby Metal would be BAND-MAID on the Guys podcast?
I think so. Even with the Guys podcast, because we have clips of Baby Metal. There's Baby Metal fans and BAND-MAID fans. We can find out right now. Hold on, let's do a little poll. Let's do a poll. We do have clips.
You guys know that I'd be voting for Nemophila so hard on that list. Like, get them out there.
Honestly, dude, it's funny you brought up Nemophila right now.
Oh, we got a bunch of Nemophila people in the chat right now. Look at all the love for Nemophila. I love to see it, guys. Thank you.
I would vote for Nemophila. Actually, I've been listening to so much Nemophila, man. I love that band so much. I don't know why either. It's just like I like them a lot. Then I feel like I should. I don't know.
No, they're fucking great, dude.
Like I said last year. Well, I guess it was last year when we probably talked about this. Nemophila had one of the craziest, like, successful years that I've seen out of like a starter band ever. So they've got me just for that alone. You know, it's like a cool story.
The cool thing
is, I got turned on to another band this week, which is blowing my freaking mind. Everything I hear from them.
I know. I need to check that out, Ryan. You've been talking about that. What was the name of the band?
Sega. Oh my god, it's so good.
Like, I did listen to like the first 30 seconds of it or whatever because I just wanted to hear her vocals. They were pretty brutal.
But when she sings clean, though, it's so good too. It's like
I was actually surprised that you were the one that was bringing that to the table because I know that not a lot of the times you're into the super growly screaming things, but she had that going on.
You know, it's not like it doesn't. It's not. I don't know. Something about her. Just love it, and I haven't found anything I didn't like about the band. I'm like, dude, this is insane. Because it's like, you know, Nemophila and BAND-MAID, obviously. And then I'm like, well, I really like this shit. It's really, really, really good. Yeah, and I'm going to go see him in Japan. Got tickets already.
That's fucking awesome, dude. Congrats.
Hey, Alan, after you after this vote concludes, put another vote
Thank
up, because I'm just curious what the people would want in a voting. Would they rather do another battle of the songs, or would they like to see a battle of the bands?
I think Battle of Songs is more fun in my opinion, but like, because the bands we already know how it's going to kind of shake out. Like the predictions are, I don't think there's going to be any upsets. You know what I mean? Because I've already seen people do votes on the bands and how they flesh out, and I'm like, and like somebody just said, it's hard to compare bands that sound completely different from each other, because somebody mentioned BAND-MAID, BABYMETAL, Love Bites, and Nemophila. Those are 4 different genres completely. Like,
yeah.
And they're the top, and they're the top of their game too. Like, it's not like, oh, it's like an okay version of that genre. No, it's like the best. You know?
Yeah, but I think it's important to remember, like, that we're voting for our favorites. You know what I mean? Like, let's be real. We're not really voting for the best. We're voting for what we like the best.
No, it's the best.
So like,
no, it's for the fucking best.
That's right. Yeah. Well, then this BABYMETAL tournament is fucking wrong, unethical, and immoral. All right.
So, Dave in the chat said, 3 guys, 1 stream. That's a good podcast name.
Sounds kind of. Yeah, sounds good.
I thought that was funny.
Sounds like it'd make a good movie.
Okay, so yeah, the fan base in this chat right now, I've all said band is 71% to 29% for BAND-MAID and BABYMETAL. So you're probably right. BAND-MAID might win.
Yeah, man.
I think BAND-MAID, it would be hard pressed to see if a band would beat out BAND-MAID. I'd almost go into the tournament thinking,
now I want to do it because
I think we should do it just for fun, man. Like,
we should do it for fun, because
we just did it. We just did a poll right there, and it just shows what's going to happen.
Yeah. No, honestly, there's less though too.
If it's a full week, then they'll give time for BABYMETAL fans to rally.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
But I think it'll be a shorter tournament too, because I mean, 32 bands is actually kind of a lot, and you know that a lot of them wouldn't have much of a chance at all. So I might even cut that one down to 16 and just go with the top 16 bands.
Yeah, I just really like the song battles. That's cool to compare their own work against their own work, because no matter what, it's a win-win. You know, like it's it's like, oh, your song is better than your other song. Okay, cool. Like, fuck yeah.
True. No, and I want to keep doing the song battles too. I just don't want to only get stuck in that. Okay. We're only because we're gonna run out of bands. You know, and then now what do we do?
Yeah, that's true. That's true. I'm curious to see what everyone says. I'll put up the poll for you. But anyways, we'll keep doing it. It's fun to do. It's fun to talk about. It's fun to argue about. Hope you guys feel the same.
100%.
Okay, so let's go ahead and talk about the next controversial topic, BAND-MAID. I got a couple things. Somebody brought up some interesting comments about BAND-MAID. So I finally watched both the concerts to Eggman and Tokyo Garden Theater. And my opinion on it is they sounded fucking great. It was amazing. I like both mixes equally. I don't like anyone better than the other, because I like Eggman because of the clarity and how good it sounds from the board. But I love the live aspect of Tokyo Garden Theater. The drums were a little hard to hear at certain moments, but I still loved it. There was something that came up, though. I put out a video talking about all these shows that BAND-MAID's doing. We're going to talk about how exciting that is for them. But I was, somebody's like, I'm kind of nervous for Psyche. And I was like, why? And then I thought about it. There was one note during Tokyo Garden Theater that Psyche was struggling to hit. You could hear it during Memorable and a couple other songs. But that always happens. You always have a rough time. And I noticed it was the same note, too. It wasn't just like random. It was just the same. So I'm worried about her tiredness. I hope she's taking care of her voice. So I was kind of worried about that. And somebody brought it up in one of my videos, and I'm like, yeah, I'm a little worried too, because they're adding all these shows. I hope she has I'm sure she has a vocal coach to kind of guide her through and help her out.
They don't stay like well within her range, like comfort zone. You know, they're always it's pushing limits. And I mentioned on my Discord that, you know, seeing them live several times, you know, there was flat notes usually at the beginning of the show, you know, and then as it went on, she would get
better.
I don't know, you know, better, more into it or whatever. But I think maybe, I don't know. It seems like they do difficult songs right off the bat, you know?
Yeah.
And it's like, maybe she just needs a better warm up, or,
yeah,
you know, I don't know, like a legit serious coach just to kind of keep her range in.
But
you're going to be playing this many songs or this many shows.
I was going to ask you, Ryan, did you notice, so in the beginning of Tokyo Garden Theater, she's having a problem with the headset again. And I mentioned during my reaction to the concert, I'm going to put a montage by way of my reaction. You're not going to see the whole video, guys, because it's paid content. It's just going to be my reaction to it.
Yeah,
Literally
there's
just
a
my thoughts.
pretty long discussion about that because she's always messing with her monitors. I don't know if it's like a habitual thing or if it's always a problem. You know, I don't know.
Normally,
I mean, if you're
go ahead.
If you're hearing what's going on, because I've been in station, I've seen footage of myself where I thought I nailed a note, dude, and I watch it back. I'm like, that was not fucking right. So, but that's like with monitors on the floor, you know, trying to hear shit. So I don't know. It's totally possible that she's hitting it and it wasn't. I don't know.
I want to offer some insight on that. So when you have earplugs in and they're failing, I've noticed this when I record myself back at band practice. When you have earplugs in, the note that you're hearing in your head that you think is dead on is always somewhat flat. So normally singers have to overcompensate so they can hear it. So that's why when you're recording in booth, you have one off to kind of make sure that you're actually hearing the correct sound, because it is about, I think it's like it's like a slight alteration in notes by 2 on the meter. So you have to overcompensate for that. So that's why in-ear monitors make bands better, because you hear exactly the note. And if that is messing up just a little bit, now she's plugged. That means she has plugged ears if it's not working. And then now she's hitting a note she thinks, because there's one note in the beginning of the concert that she does, and she seems like certain, but it wasn't right. So at that point,
it's not wavering. It's not like
it was like
it's fucking
dead
sticks.
On. It sticks. Yeah. So she's doing it, you know, but I don't think she realized it was on the wrong one, because I think her ears were plugged, because right after that, you see her go messing with it. Yeah. And, so the part that scared me was during Memorable, where I heard something in her voice. I'm like, oh no, like, it was like, I get scared. I'm like, don't damage it, you know, like just back away from it. That was the only part, but that always happens when you practice. It's normal to hit notes like that when you're first trying, and it'll sound horrible, but she might not be feeling any pain at all. The thing that worried me is that you see her sweating a lot, and I know she's hot because she's wearing that outfit, but you could tell she was like, got tired, because during Isle, I think it was during Isle was a little rough to me. I don't know if that was her first time ever playing it live. It was, right? I think it was.
I think so.
I think that was her first debut. But overall, it was good. You could tell she's good, and like Ryan said, I agree. She is doing a lot, but that's how much work that these girls are actually putting into it. And it does scare me a little bit that they're adding a lot of concerts. I just hope they take care of themselves, because if Konami gets sick again or something like that, and then they're going to be traveling a lot, you know, that's a lot of stuff going on. So that was the only thing I noticed during Tokyo Garden Theater. It was great.
I don't know, man. I mean, let's look at perspective here. They are, in my eyes, they're just the best band ever, right? That's no secret. But the show they just played at Tokyo Garden Theater is the biggest show they ever played.
Yes.
And I don't care how famous you are, you still get fucking nervous.
Yeah.
And that you got to figure that into it too. And they played some songs I've never played before, some songs that people, you know,
that takes balls.
Nobody heard Memory before.
Yeah.
So, and the first time playing it and debuting it in front of 8,000 fans, and I
think it's called Memorable.
Memorable,
yeah.
Yeah. But it's not for sure yet. It's not for sure on the name.
You know, Isle is not, it's got a weird, you know, weird melody to it in the choruses. So it's understandable.
Yeah. I just wanted to, I made a comment in my video with Ryan. I was like, well, that puts the rest to bed about the overdubs.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. It does.
I also think like you could go back, and I recently watched the official live version of the Cross video, which I talked about a couple weeks ago, and she's struggling in a couple notes in that song too. I just think that's you know,
Psyche announced the track with is named sometimes. Memorable. All right, thanks. I didn't know, because I just heard, like I said, I'm just hearing. There's a bunch of stuff that goes on, so I appreciate the corrections, guys. Thank you, Mikoto. I appreciate that. So it is called Memorable now.
Okay, good.
Maybe Konami needs to chill out a little bit and like let her write some music that's well within range.
The thing is, I agree. They're pushing their boundaries all the time, and it takes a lot of balls to go out there. And the biggest show that they've done, right? It was 8,000 people is what I saw. Or is that correct? Yeah. That they could fit in that arena. And I saw the crowd, and I'm like, I'm really excited for them, just because they did that on their own, right? And now Now we just heard they're going with the Last Rock Stars, which have a huge following, even if you don't like their newest song, but they have a huge following. They're really respected in Japan. And Miyavi's huge in the States. I already knew that because of my friend Tina. She loves him and followed him everywhere. So he's pretty big. So I think, you know, that's going to give them a whole new fan base, which is exciting, and a whole other demographic. And I think somebody has mentioned they have more of a mix. Like the Last Rock Stars, all those members have a mix of guys and girls. So like, and I think right now it's heavily male based for BAND-MAID. So I think now they're getting exposed to maybe some other musicians on the other side of things, which is pretty exciting in my head. And so like, so maybe some younger women will have some newer role models, you know, be like, oh shit, these women fucking rock out, you know, like my daughter, I showed her and now she likes BAND-MAID, you know, when I showed her in New York. But I think it's just like trying to get it to them. And I think like them opening for the Last Rock Stars is perfect way to do it. What?
Yeah, it's good.
It's a good start. It's a good start.
I think it's a huge start. I think they're going to have a significant. I bet you their YouTube channel is going to go up to like 750K like instantly after doing those shows, because those shows were sold out before. You know, before BAND-MAID joined. So now when people see BAND-MAID, I'm like, who the fuck is this? They're gonna go watch it. I could be wrong. Maybe people hear it and be like, this is all right.
Those band members' legacies will hold a lot in the minds of the fans. Their fans have been fans for a long time, and if they picked this band to be ahead of them, you know, they're gonna be like, well, if they like them, they got to be good. And then, you know, how are they gonna? They're gonna watch them be like they're not so good. Fuck no, dude. They're gonna watch and be like, well, yeah, they are damn good.
Yeah.
You know, you can't deny it.
That would be honestly one show I'd go to and be like, because I did see a clip of one of the songs, and the new song. I watched Main News Network video about it, and he gave some good insight. You know, SJ Nix and I'm sorry, forgetting his name. What's
Peter Lim?
Peter, yeah. They're talking about how those artists are very important for them over in Japan, which that makes a lot of sense. And I think this will help them get an even bigger following in Japan. Because I almost had the feeling like BAND-MAID was bigger in the US than over in Japan. Like I had that vibe, feeling that. Yeah, so I think that's why they're focusing on touring through Japan. I could be wrong. This is just me speculating. So that's really exciting to see them get there. And I think now that they're opening for these guys, like we're just saying, they're huge in Japan. Like you said, from the 80s, it's like us with Metallica and whoever, Guns N' Roses or whatever from the AC/DC. You know what I mean? Like they're always going to pull in huge crowds. It's kind of like that thing. And where I got to give them respect is the fact that they're actually doing new music. Well, I guess Metallica's doing new music. But, you know, most of the bands over here that are from the 80s aren't even trying to do new music. They're just playing the same cycles of music on repeat. So I still don't like it. I still don't think it's good writing. The new song is not good writing, in my opinion. And then I checked out this song called Honey, and I'm like, I don't like this either. That's just my taste. I think Peter was comparing it to, like, you know, some people like some of these pop songs, and it depends on the person, right? I get what he's saying, but like I would still prefer some of our pop songs over this. I don't know. I just feel like the writing's not there. I don't know. I don't know what happened with it. I was curious to your guys' thoughts on it.
I just feel like it was simple, you know, like it's I think that there's the two elements that, you know, go into rock music, which are like, you know, you have to maintain a certain amount of catchiness, of melody, of whatever, you know, they're going to get people to want to sing along, hum along, whatever you're going to do. And then also you need to be impressive, you know, and I think that when you combine those two things, you get something like a BAND-MAID, which everybody respects and enjoys at the same time. Well, the fans do. Obviously I'm not saying everybody likes BAND-MAID, but I think the fans are like it for that reason, because it's one, respectable, and two, enjoyable. And I think that I could see people enjoying the Last Rockstars music, but I respect the people involved in it. But when I like try to break down the song or whatever, it's just kind of like simple and basic, and I'm like, okay, sure, but like you're gonna look so much worse next to every other great J-rock band out there right now that is pulling
quick correction real quick. Honey was a Larkin Seal song. By the
Oh,
way.
okay.
Sorry.
A new one?
No, the last rock stars were doing Larkin Seal. They were doing
Hmm.
Faz's song.
Oh, okay. Gotcha. But yeah, so like I feel like I don't know. Listen, it's cool. It's good promotion for them, you know? So that's what it comes down to at the end of the day. But I would also like to see them play with a band that I think is like, you know, really good. I thought they were perfect with Guns N' Roses. Like I feel like BAND-MAID Guns N' Roses is a great handshake. Like if Guns N' Roses, if it was 1990 and it was Guns N' Roses, those two bands work so well together right there. And Last Rockstars, I feel like is just from what I've heard is just like really sort of basic. Like here you go. This sounds
See,
pretty okay, but
I think it's better for BAND-MAID to open for the Last Rock Stars and Guns N' Roses, almost, in my opinion.
well,
Here's
I don't know. It depends on how many
thoughts.
people are at the show. Right?
Got
Well,
thoughts
they're
on
sold
this.
out. They already sold out their show. So did they? I mean, they did play with them before Tokyo, right? Also, they opened in Tokyo. BAND-MAID, or they're going to. That's what I read on their site. They're supposed to open for all three of the shows: New York, L.A., and Tokyo, right? Or did they not? No, Norman's saying no.
So they're just doing the one in Tokyo then?
No, they're doing L.A. and New York.
Oh, they're just doing the American ones.
I
the US
thought
shows.
they added one of the Tokyo shows.
I thought they did too. That's what I read on their site. Was they did
two
Tokyo.
New York, one LA. Okay.
2 New York, 1 L.A.
Yeah, that's why it's 3.
Okay.
One New York show still has tickets. My thoughts on this are there's there's these two bands. Most of the people are going to see the members that make up the Last Rock Stars for the music they had before. And the chance, here's what I think's happened. Fans that like those bands will be more likely to gravitate towards BAND-MAID after hearing them as opposed to BAND-MAID fans gravitating towards the other bands, the Last Rock Stars, which is fine. They got their fan base, and as we know, like a lot of things we mentioned about BAND-MAID and why their appeal is so wide is they have elements of, older skilled musicianship, but they mix that with a listenability that you don't get a lot with super skilled people. So I think it's just going to be, they didn't need BAND-MAID to open for them, but they did, which is fucking great. I love it. You know what I mean? And if anybody's going to pull some fans, not pull away from, but gain fans from a group like the Last Rock Stars, will probably BAND-MAID because their type of music appeals to people that like kind of older, I mean, we saw most of the fans that I talked with are my age or older, but BAND-MAID. You know what I mean? Because there's like, elements of BAND-MAID that are like the era where popular music had insane talent as opposed to popular music being simple and made on keyboards.
Right.
Yeah.
I agree with you 100%.
Do you think this is going to stick? Do you think it's going to stick after these shows? Like people will seek out individual BAND-MAID shows? How well do you think it'll stick?
I think it'll stick. If they, because, Last Rock Stars aren't going to play 100 fucking dates a year, but people that went to see Last Rock Stars and they saw BAND-MAID and the BAND-MAID's going to pop up in their town, they're going to go see him, dude.
Yeah. I think maybe it's just a name, I think, that really turned people off of the band. I think that's why you're getting all these crazy comments that like Peter was talking about, because it's just the name that they gave off and the way that it just hit certain people the wrong way. You know how the internet is, so they like take it as a wrong way. You can easily go make comments. Like even me, I'm thinking
just the
of
name,
like
they even backed it up with like describing why they picked that name. It was still pretty egotistical, yeah.
What was it? Do you have that?
I'm gonna look up and see.
Okay, while he's looking,
we are the Last Rock Stars. Like they weren't backing off of what the first impression was.
Well, that makes it even worse then, I think. But here, let's talk about the members real quick. I got brief Wikipedia description. So for anyone that doesn't know who they are, Yoshiki, he was born November 20th, 1965, known as he's a Japanese musician, songwriter, composer, and record producer. He is best known as the leader and co-founder of the Visual Kei rock band X Japan, for which he is a drummer. By the way, Endless Rain by X Japan is like one of my favorite songs. that I've heard.
Fantastic song.
Yeah, pianist and main songwriter. He has been described by Billboard as a musical innovator and named one of the most influential composers in Japanese history. By consequence of sound, Yoshiki's solo career includes several classical studio albums and collaborations with artists George Martin, Bono, will.i.am. I did not know this. Jennifer Hudson, St. Vincent, Stan Lee, Roger Taylor, and Brian May of Queen, Gene Simmons and Kiss, Nicole Scherzinger, and Sarah Binghamton. In 1999, at the request of Japanese government, he composed and performed a classical song at the celebration in honor of the 10th anniversary of the emperor's enthronement. Yoshiki also composed the theme for the 69th Golden Globe Awards, as well as for several anime and film soundtracks, including Attack on Titan and Saw 4. Holy shit, guys. What a fucking record right there. That's pretty amazing.
The guy's lived many lives.
Yep.
I mean,
legend, man.
Holy shit. that's a lot. But a lot. You notice something though? A lot of this is a little bit behind the scenes.
Yeah.
Very behind the scenes. Like I don't think I would have ever known without reading that. How accurate Wikipedia is, I have no clue. Hopefully it's pretty accurate. It seems like it is. We're just gonna go with it. So now let's talk about Hyde here, which I've checked out some of his stuff before. And it's all right. Not my favorite style, but he's a Japanese musician, singer, songwriter, record producer, and actor. Best known as lead vocalist for the rock band Lark and Seal since 1991. He is also the lead vocalist of Vamps and has a solo career. Hyde rose to fame in the 1990s as part of Lark and Seal, who have sold over 40 million records and were the first Japanese act to perform a solo show in the Madison Square Garden. That's big. I didn't realize they were the first to do that. He began a successful solo career in 2001, releasing several #1 singles, and many of his albums have reached the top 5 on the Oricon chart. In 2008, Hyde teamed up with KAZ to form a hard rock band duo, Vamps. Through both his solo career and Vamps, Hyde, as a collaboration, toured with artists such as Apocalyptica, Motionless in White, that's a huge band over here, Starset, Yoshiki, 6 a.m., In This Moment, Danzig, fuck Danzig, and producers such as Kane, Nicholas Furlong, Drew Folk, and Howard Benson. I mean, yeah, dude, this is just amazing. Now, Miyavi is the one I've heard about the most, guys. Like, I've told you this before. When I heard that Miyavi was in the group, I felt like, oh, they have him because he's like the heavy hitter in the U.S. I just know a lot of people in the U.S. that are a fan of Miyavi. Correct me if I'm wrong. Like, if I mentioned these bands, most of them were like, oh, yeah, I know who Miyavi is. Like, I told Joey, and he knew who he was instantly. But maybe that's because he has a little bit more knowledge of, like, the bands and stuff and artists coming out of Japan. But when Tina showed me that footage, like, again, like, people screaming in between songs, like, for Miyavi. But he's a really good guitar player. Did you find that information?
Yeah, I went to their site, and under the profile, it says, the Last Rock Stars is a rock band comprised of 4 living legends who have each made their mark in Japan's rock history. Lists the stars and says, these 4 reigning stars are here to take on the world with a shared vision to be the last rock stars. Nothing, any, crazy thing there, but that's kind of what they presented. We will be the last rock stars.
Yeah, it's a gimmick, sometimes
but their goal is to branch out beyond Japan. It wasn't like to take, that was their goal.
Right.
Today's
and I get
birthday.
it. They've already done the Japan thing, right? Like, I feel like they probably feel like they've already taken over the music scene in Japan. A lot of these guys are in some of the most popular Japanese bands of all time. So now they want to try to take it international as a team. And I appreciate that. I do. I don't love the name and I don't love the music so far, but I do love the fact that they are giving BAND-MAID a larger platform. So, whatever's going to work.
Yeah, let me go ahead, Ryan.
There's 7 shows listed. 4 in Tokyo, 2 in New York, and 1 in LA. And the New York Hammerstein Ballroom, they have a sold out show there, and they add another show there. All the other ones are sold out.
Yeah.
Do we know how many people are those places can hold? See, because that's my question. Like, the first thing I thought of is, like, how big are these venues in comparison to the venues that BAND-MAID sold out on their own, right? Because BAND-MAID just sold out an 8,000 person arena. Are these all more than 8,000 people, or would they have been able to do this on their own if they wanted to?
That's a good point. We just gotta look up the venues and we can see the max capacity and kind of make a guess from there.
Yeah, exactly. Because like what you guys said was these were all sold out before BAND-MAID even joined, right? So
2,500 people. Hammerstein Ballroom's 2,500 people.
They're playing at Hammerstein in New York.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's a pretty small venue. I mean, BAND-MAID definitely would have sold that out in my opinion too.
2,500.
Yeah.
You think they would have sold out 2,500 on their own?
I think that
so.
they sold out 2,000, right?
Did they? Oh yeah, they did.
Yeah.
They did 2,000 here and they did 8,000 in Japan. They didn't sell out the Jersey venue, which was supposed to hold 4,000.
Yeah, but they added that after all.
It was an add-on, exactly, and the official numbers that they released afterwards said something like 2,000. Anyway, even though I do not think there were 2,000 people there, but I'm pretty sure that they hit at least close to 2,000 previously. So I think they could have. So here's the deal. These people are going to see the Last Rockstars. They sold these shows out before BAND-MAID was even added to the tour, right? So these people are going to see the Last Rockstars, not going to see BAND-MAID. So what that means is if people had bought tickets just to see BAND-MAID, it would be BAND-MAID fans going to see BAND-MAID. At least in this situation, it's going to be people that maybe have never listened to BAND-MAID before listening to BAND-MAID for the first time. So that's a good thing because we're just opening ears and eyes to another segment of the population. So big thumbs up for that.
Yeah, the Palladium's 4,000.
Okay, so that's good. That's good. That's nice.
Deal. I don't know, but like BABYMETAL sold out the Forum in LA 18,000. Jesus.
That's crazy.
That's an amazing. They have an amazing poll, dude. It's insane.
I mean,
they would have a broader appeal, I think.
It would be really cool if like I saw like BAND-MAID open for BABYMETAL, but I don't see that happening. That would be so cool.
They're be the one really different sounds. I wonder. I don't know. We'd get some brawls in the crowd, I think.
Yeah.
I don't see that happening.
It would be cool, but like the problem with BABYMETAL is it's not like with like Sabaton. Sabaton's well, no, but Sabaton's doing it with BABYMETAL, like, but obviously Joaquin is talking back and forth with Koba and stuff. So yeah, they have that relationship built. So it does depend on management and how they build relationships with other management from other bands. So that also plays a factor. So there's that too.
And just how much you put behind the promotion, and how much your label puts behind the promotion of any particular show or tour or anything like that. I mean, BABYMETAL, like we said, is coming with a Muse, which is they've got a ton of money, probably a lot more money than BAND-MAID's.
It was a unique style of metal. I mean, and it was catchy and it put them on the map. Like it was different enough but familiar enough, and it just caught a lot.
You're
of
talking
people,
about BABYMETAL, right?
BABYMETAL, and it caught people by storm. And I think that's why.
Didn't they sell out? Didn't they sell out the Tokyo Dome? Didn't they sell out like 48,000 people one time? That's fucking nuts, man. That's nuts.
Yeah, that's huge. So many people. Even was it from Nemophila? I can't remember the guitars mentioned. It's like BABYMETAL is the first thing that's brought up. Like, oh, it's not really that popular except for like BABYMETAL. Like when they're mentioning rock bands or metal bands,
Oh yeah, yeah.
Can't remember. Who said
I think
that.
I think BABYMETAL kind of like sits in this little area of their own almost. Like where it's just like nobody, like they could pull in pretty much any band, I think, to open for them because they're so different.
They sold out Tokyo Dome twice.
Yeah, it was 2 nights in a row, if I recall.
Yeah, 110,000 people in combined. So yeah, that's insane. Hey, you know what? But back to BAND-MAID though. I think they're in the proper trajectory. I really do. And the cool thing is, it's a band that is solely built on what they wrote, and that's really impressive because not a lot of bands can like hang their hat on what they wrote in these times, like these day and ages, like doing original music and like getting that huge with your original music is really fucking hard because everybody has to do covers and stuff like that.
It is pretty insane, man.
Yeah, to do that, to come up with something innovative, like in different in like the hard rock scene nowadays, it's pretty fucking difficult.
I agree. I
have
honestly
the
didn't think I
crowd they
was going to
have.
find a band until I found BAND-MAID. I didn't think I was going to find a band like that, like ever, really, at that point, because it just had so many of the elements of the stuff that I used to like, and then just kind of modernized it to the perfect degree. And I just didn't think it was going to exist because I thought that kind of music was like fading into the distance. And then they brought it back in for me, and I was like, oh shit, bands can do this still.
Yeah,
You
that's
know,
kind of what I was getting at. It's like it's that old, you know, uh, music that's fun to listen to, but also technically pleasing once you dig into it. And that's how radio used to be. It was musicians that made their shit. They made it to the top, so they made it to the radio, as opposed to now where something's put on the radio because it sounds.
Yeah.
It's not. They didn't like get there because of their musicianship. They got there because of just knowing fucking somebody.
because the whole musical
It's just
the musical scene put them there, right? Like it was like the people behind them, they're like, okay, we need a new pop star right now, right? So you put that pop star in there and make music like, that's the four chords that that everybody's going to bob their head to.
So BAND-MAID, making it on their musical prowess isn't the best way to get famous, sadly, but I think it's going to work out for them eventually in the end, because there's nothing to lose from them. You don't have to worry about a producer going away or a different writer taking over. It's them. So they're always going to have what they need to do what they do.
Absolutely. And it's very, and I'll just say this on the two shows that they did recently. I love that they're getting this extra promotion from these bands that like the ones I'm talking about specifically right now, being the Last Rock Stars and Guns N' Roses.
Mm-hmm.
I just wish I liked those bands better. Like I love BAND-MAID so much, and I love that they're getting promotion. I just wish they were getting promotion from bands that I also enjoyed.
Well,
and I loved Guns N' Roses. Don't get me wrong; it's just 2023 Guns N' Roses, not the same as 1991 Guns N' Roses.
Yeah, but they're still, everything they do is still riding off of.
Here's the thing, though.
95 Guns N' Roses.
Mm-hmm. Here's the thing, though. I can go back and listen to Guns N' Roses, no problem. I've heard old Larkin Seal and old X Japan, and there's only like a couple songs I like. They don't stick for me. But maybe that's because I have a bias, like, of course, being over here and like hearing Guns N' Roses.
I don't think so.
I
don't either, because I've done the same thing.
I would prefer Guns N' Roses night and day, like over those.
Well, I think Guns N' Roses 1989 to 1991 is probably like one of the best bands that's ever been around, and it just sucks that they only lasted for that. So, and the quality of the music, even going back and listening to it now, still doesn't sound that dated. Like the mixing and stuff like that, the tones, the guitars that they use don't sound that dated to me when you go back and listen to old Guns N' Roses, which is why I still think I can compare like a BAND-MAID's music with an old Guns N' Roses music, because it doesn't sound that drastically different quality wise.
Yeah.
I'd like to bring up Zilbidian's comment. It says, try to stop worrying about BAND-MAID being famous. They love what they do. Basically, I think what he's getting at is I'm not worried about them getting super famous and like that hindering them being a band. I think they have a fan base that they're never going to lose.
Right. They're successful right now. Let's be clear on that.
Yeah. And I'm super happy with that. If they do more and better, that's great too. But they're like in a well-established thing, like a band like 311, who nobody listens to, it seems like, but they still do huge stadium shows. They have a fan base that they can just keep doing what they do, and people are going to love it. And that's how BAND-MAIDs, they're already there, which is great.
Yeah. The person that I thought was like the music that I liked a lot, like I said, X Japan, my favorite song, Endless Rain, hands down, fucking great song. But also it did remind me of things that I've heard, and I think it was like resonate. Like I said, probably am biased on that, and they're great and stuff, but like I'm not a fan of the vocals. And the guitar player though, Miyavi, is fucking phenomenal. I do like him a lot. Like he'd probably be my favorite out of the group of guys for the Last Rock Stars. But
I really like Yoshiki, man. Yoshiki, I'm a Yoshiki fan just in general. He's done a lot of like good charity stuff,
of course,
in the past that we've talked about before. And X Japan is they're the Led Zeppelin of Japan, So I like Yoshiki. I haven't heard enough Last Rock Stars at this point. You know what I mean? Like I wonder what the rest of their album sounds like, if it's all gonna kind of sound like the Last Rock Star song.
Yeah.
I'm hoping that we can revisit this conversation a couple months down the road and go, you know what, that Last Rock Stars album was actually pretty solid. You know, that's my hope.
And I'll go back to what I was saying before. All this is good for BAND-MAID 100%, which is really exciting. The fact that they had that huge Tokyo Garden Theater show is awesome, and super excited. And I think that point about 311, Ryan, that's a good point. I mean, 311 still kills it.
Yeah. I didn't even know they were still touring, man. Then I saw a documentary like a couple months ago where they're like just behind the scenes of them gearing up for a tour. I'm like, they have fucking warehouses full of shit. They have to test their whole lighting system before they take it out, load up a couple semis. It's like, Jesus Christ. Good for them, man.
Hell yeah.
Definitely.
All right, I want to go through these the last two members because we did the other two. So Miyavi, for those that don't know, is a Japanese guitarist, singer-songwriter, record producer. If you notice, all these guys have like the same titles. An actor known for his finger-slapping style of guitar playing. He has been active since 1999, first as guitarist for now defunct Visual K rock band Deux Les Courts. I didn't know he was in that. And then as a solo artist starting in 2002. In 2007, he became a member of the rock supergroup Skin, and in 2009, founded his own company, J-Glam. He toured worldwide several times. In 2014, Miyavi appeared in the motion picture Unbroken, directed Angelina Jolie, and went on to undertake smaller roles in American productions such as Kong, Skull Island, and Stray. Since 2013, Miyavi has been a volunteer of the UNHCR. What is that, guys? Okay. Visiting refugee camps around the world. November 2017, he was appointed an official Goodwill Ambassador. That's really cool. So United Nations High Commissioner of Refugees is what that stands for. That's pretty cool. Awesome. Again, like, this is so crazy how much stuff they've done behind the scenes. Like, that's the part that's wild to me. Sugizo is a Japanese musician, singer, songwriter, composer, and record producer. He is best known as a lead guitarist and violinist of the rock band Luna Sea since 1989. Sugizo started his solo career in 1997 and has since collaborated with a variety of different artists. In 2007, he became a member of the international trance/world community Act Juno Reactor and of the Japanese rock supergroup Skin. And in 2009, officially joined the rock band X Japan. He was also part of the psychedelic jam band Shack and Shamaniac Electronica since STK. In addition, he's known for experimenting with many musical genres, mostly rock, psychedelic, and electronica. He is known for his political views and being an anti-war, anti-nuclear, and environmental activist. So there you go. A little bio on those guys. I think it was worth going through. Like I said, their music, like I said, like their solo projects, I've reacted to them. I wasn't a fan. Wasn't a fan of like the music that I heard. I understand like the importance of them for over there, and the big thing that there's a couple songs I like from all of them, like from Luna Sea, and because actually I only heard about Luna Sea because of Nemophila. I think, right, guys? I don't know. I might have had a reaction sooner. That, but
no idea.
Now my style
keep going around in circles. We like what they did before. We respect it, but we don't like what they do now.
Yeah,
there's so many ways we can say it. Wish it was cooler, but it's not.
Again, we'll check back after we hear everything, and we'll revisit this topic at that point.
Yeah. Like I said, this was just people going off about it in comments, so we thought we'd talk about it a little bit, and I think that's all I have to say. I think I said the first part of it. You're right.
Cool. You guys want to talk at all about how much more popular Hanabi has been getting recently?
Sure.
Oh yeah,
I love that band.
The new song.
Hanabi.
I just happened to notice recently that just all these reactions are starting to pop up, and then I saw that their new video is doing some real gangbuster numbers right now, and their sub count is going up, and I was just like, damn, dude. It was this song that just recently came out, that Pardon Me, I Have to Go song, I think, or Pardon Me, I have to leave. And I love that song too. It's a really cool song. But it's just nice to see a band like Hanabi just like they're starting to explode a little bit too.
I agree, man.
Dude.
I mean, we got to see it with Nemophila. We could see it with Hanabier.
I remember checking out We Love Sweets, and they're like 10K or like less than 10K for the subs.
Right?
Yeah, this fucking
That's so
wild.
crazy. And I don't think so. What is it? How to See Us says they've grown 100% subscribers this month from 35 to 60K, which is that is a huge difference. And I've also noticed along those same lines, and this YouTube is not everything, right? Obviously, they get their music out in different places, but we like to use YouTube as a statistic because it's the most obvious one right in our faces that we can reach for. But I've noticed that once some of these reactors are starting to check out Hanabier for the first, people are saying, go check out Hanabier. And then suddenly they start checking out Nemophila. And then they start checking out BAND-MAID. And I'm seeing this rotation just start to happen of all these new people starting to, it's amazing to see Hanabier be the one that's actually creating another avenue for the other bands that we've already listened to before to even get more ears too.
Yeah.
It's like they're all working together.
Yeah, it's great. I love seeing it.
Yeah, me too.
I forgot that song came out last week. In general,
yeah,
I was like,
they're
that's the other
worthy.
thing I was gonna bring up too. I forgot to mention that. Yeah, look at
Was
this.
this last week?
Look at this. Yeah, this just came out last week, right? This song or a couple. Look at this big spike though. Like just in general, like right here. It's
yeah. I wonder what happened there.
It's because of my reaction to
it. Ryan got him out there.
No.
Yeah, look at this. Like 1,000 subs, 2,000 subs, 700, 700.
I don't know why. Like I didn't listen to him. I heard him. You know, I did a We Love Sweets thing, and I was like, "That's cool." And my tastes have changed a bit. And so that new video came out. I like the one before that. And this one came out. I'm like, I love this. I listened to their catalog. I'm like, there's no difference between like, there's not like a big shift in their music style. It's always been how this new song is. I'm like, everything sounds just as good as this. Why haven't I been listening to them? You know?
Hell yeah,
100%. And I am. They're one of my top, like, I don't know, 5 bands to look out for in the future because I think they're going to have a little bit of an explosion like Nemophila did this year too.
I keep bouncing between the BAND-MAID, Nemophila, and IBA, and now Sega, which is super good.
Yeah, I'm gonna have you're speaking very, very highly of them, my friend.
Yeah.
So.
I know. I gotta check that out.
Can't wait to see Nemophila though. That's gonna be freaking awesome.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, you'll like it. I liked them at the Whiskey Go-Go. That was great. At the festival was cool, but the Whiskey Go-Go was like, it was so much better watching them in a club, like watching them in like enclosed. I don't know. Outdoor shows are weird to me. So weird. I kind of enjoy it, kind of don't. I just like seeing them inside. This just sounds better to me. But
I hear you.
All right, man. You want to sign us off?
Sure, everybody. We
all died.
No wave this week, so we cut 15 minutes off the podcast. That's what happens. His 15 minutes of speaking just went into nothing. So yeah, everybody, thank you for joining us once again. We are the Gaijin Guys. If you want a little bit more content from us, you could always go to our Patreon, patreon.com/Gaijin Guys, where we do group reactions. There is not one this week for patrons, just so you know. Wave wasn't here, and I didn't have a computer, so we just kind of said we're gonna move it on to the next week. And it seems like next week we have a guest coming to join us also, right?
Yeah, Anastasia is going to be joining us next week. And Waves
Cool.
transforming into Anastasia.
We're gonna be on at 8 a.m.
8 a.m. just for her.
Just for her.
Maybe she wants 7 a.m.
Okay.
She might
Okay,
prefer that one.
We will let you guys know in the chat what time we actually are going to go on.
We'll probably just do the same time. We'll probably just do the same time.
Probably be the same time.
We won't.
But yeah, so anyway, there's no group reaction this week, but we will be back on there, and there's a bunch of them already on there. So if you want more content from us, you want to see us be able to react to songs and then have a discussion about them, that's what we do over on the Patreon. Or you could join our channel memberships, where you also get the additional content, as well as the ability to use, the cool chat things like the emojis and stuff of our faces and all that stuff. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Oh, and go to our Discord and vote in the battle of the songs, the Baby Metal battle of the songs. It is down to the final 4.
Yeah, and then also the podcast probably won't be up right away because since we had all those issues in the beginning, I'm going to repost this one. So, but I have it recorded where it doesn't have all the interruptions and everything. So just if you guys are wondering where the podcast is because putting it up after the fact. So
Right. It'll be the same podcast, so it'll just without the internet dropping in and out.
yeah, exactly. All right, guys. See you guys later. Have a good one.
Have
Thanks,
a great
everybody.
week, guys.
Have a great have a great week.
Woo!